What's up, buddy? It is Amrinder Singh, and today I'm gonna explain something. So, there's a video I'm gonna explain in English. So, this video is made by somebody. Basically, this guy is talking about Football World Cup, FIFA World Cup in Qatar. So, what he was talking about, that's what I'm gonna explain. Yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting way to learn Punjabi because you would also get the story. What's the story behind that? What he was talking about, and it's kind of maybe make some kind of your interest in that. So yeah, I would also tell you when he would use some colloquial words or the way he would talk. I already taught those kind of stuff. I will remind you, okay, that's how he was using stuff like that. You would also learn a lot of vocabulary through this video. All right, so why I decided to mm, make podcast on this video, because this guy who was explaining whatever so he didn't know much about football, I'm pretty sure. What you know now is a lot of people just want to make the video whatever, maybe they just want to gain the view. I don't know what he's trying to do, but that's why I'm gonna explain it. uh, Actually, I see a lot of people they started making the informational video, especially when it comes to Punjabi, because in Punjab, a lot of people they don't know this kind of stuff, like what's going on in the world. So they just give the information uh, about what's going on in the world. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. But a lot of people they themselves they don't have information. They just threw their information here and there. So same this guy. So what he was saying, that's what I'm gonna explain. So yeah, more things I will tell you during his video. I'm just gonna play the video, uh, and you would also listen that I would explain in English, all right, what he was saying. So let's kick this thing off.
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਦੋਸਤੋ, ਮੈਂ ਬਾਗੀ ਸੁਖਦੀਪ। ਬਈ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਦਾ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ।
All right, he said why football ਦਾ ਮੈਚ ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗਾ। All right, did you notice he used ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗਾ? All right, ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ. He didn't say ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ. All right, I always tell nobody say that ਰਿਹਾ. All right, sometimes we do it very rarely. This is only textbook thing. All right, he said ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗਾ। All right, football ਦਾ world cup ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ. It means the football world cup is going on. All right.
ਤੇ ਕੱਲ ਨਾ ਕੁਆਟਰ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੈਚ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ
then his kalna quarter final match sige, all right, his kalna, right, here it doesn't mean negative. I already explained one of my recent podcasts, all right, when I explained 3 types of Punjabi. All right, this is the colloquial way of street talk. You can say we use like मैं ना कल ये कीता, right, मैं ना कल शहर गया, मैं ना कल खेत गया, right. Here it didn't mean I didn't go to farm, it means I go to farm, I went to farm yesterday, right. So here na doesn't mean negative, it's just our style. That's what he said, right? Kalana quarterfinal match. It means yesterday there was a quarterfinal match in the World Cup, right? That's how we say. You would also notice these kind of stuff he was saying, all right?
ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਨੂੰ ਮੋਰਾਕੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਆ ਅਫਰੀਕਾ ਦਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਹਰਾਇਆ ਆ ਤੇ 1-0 ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਫਰਾਂਸ ਨੇ ਹਰਾਇਆ 2-1 ਨਾਲ ਹਨਾ।
So anyway, he was just telling the results, who beat who. So it's not important. Let's go move on.
ਤੇ ਮੈਚ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਦਾ ਕੈਪਟਨ ਸੀਗਾ ਪੇਪੇ ਹਨਾ, ਉਦਾਂ ਕੈਪਟਨ ਰੋਨਾਲਡੋ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ, ਬਟ ਉਹ ਸਟਾਰਟਿੰਗ 11 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ। ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੈਪਟਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੇਪੇ, ਉਹਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ ਲਾਇਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ
all right, so now he's talking about, he said ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਦਾ ਕੈਪਟਨ ਸੀ ਪੇਪੇ, ਉਹਨੇ ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ ਲਾਇਆ। ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ mean some kind of blame, right? ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ ਲਾਉਣਾ is when you blame somebody. That's what he was saying.
ਬ੍ਰਾਜ਼ੀਲ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ।
All right, so he was saying the Pepe, the Portugal captain or Portugal player, whatever, he blamed on the Brazil referee. All right. Now, actually, I already listened this video. That's why I decided to explain in English. All right. So this guy, Now he is saying Brazil, but after that he's gonna sing Argentina. Now he need to check his facts first. All right. So it was Argentinian referee. Um, yeah, I don't know why he's saying Brazil. That's what I was saying. People need to know the information when when they're gonna talk about something. At least they know the information. If they don't know, it's okay. They can tell, okay, maybe I don't know much about that. That's all it is. But no, people don't do that. So anyway, let's listen what he was saying.
ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ 2-3 ਕਲੇਮ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਬ੍ਰਾਜ਼ੀਲ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ। ਉਹਨੇ
All right, so he was saying, he made a statement, you can just give it the World Cup to Brazil, right? Because he was saying the Brazil referee was not fair. But here again, those were Argentinian referee. That's what he told by Pepe, like you just give to World Cup to Argentina, because everybody knows Brazil is already out. All right, this guy is talking about Brazil, then he know it's already out. So I don't know what the hell is going on in his mind. But Pepe, yeah, he blamed on Argentina. This is pretty normal. There are no facts behind it. A lot of football players, they do that. Everybody who watches the football, or the people who are listening from USA or Canada, it means soccer, right? A lot of people listen my podcast from England, UK. Most of them, they watch football, they know about the football. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say, man. Like this is pretty normal among the football players. When they lost, they just blame referees. All right, yeah. Referees also make mistakes. To be honest, it's not like a referee is perfect. They make mistakes. It happens. So yeah, this is not a big deal. In my opinion, everybody does that. So let's listen what he was saying more.
ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ। ਉਹਨੇ ਐਡੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ,
he said, only Eddie what statement ditti. Like this is a big statement. That's what he was saying, right? No, this is not a big statement. This is pretty fucking normal. So it's that's what it shows. This guy didn't watch football, but he just want to make the video, right? This is pretty normal. Everybody knows that. All right, that's what I want to talk. All right, let's listen more.
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ਰਤ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਵਾਰ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਬ੍ਰਾਜ਼ੀਲ ਜਿੱਤੂ।
Then he said, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ਰਤ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਇਸ ਵਾਰ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਬ੍ਰਾਜ਼ੀਲ ਜਿੱਤੂ. I'm not sure Pepe said that, because I never find out this information. Maybe he did. I don't know about that. I can't claim he didn't say that, but I never heard that. Sartalona means he said, I am gonna bet. All right. He didn't say that. He didn't talk about bet. But I don't know. He's talking about Brazil, but Pepe didn't talk about Brazil. All right. He talked about Argentina. He will correct himself, I think, maybe later. Okay, let's listen more.
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਟੀਮ 'ਚ ਰੋਨਾਲਡੋ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਮੈਸੀ ਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਅਰਜੈਂਟੀਨਾ ਦੀ ਰੋਨਾਲਡੋ ਨਾਲ ਹਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਲਡ ਵਾਰ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਉਦਾਂ ਚੱਲੀ।
All right. So he said, he was saying, Saudi team is Ronaldo, right? In our team, there's a Ronaldo, and he was saying Ronaldo and Messi has a cold war going on, right? So now, no, there's no cold war between. Yeah, they push each other. They are one of the best, maybe one of the best player in football history. So this guy is saying cold war. No, yeah, definitely their fans, they always fight. Like one say Ronaldo is better, and a Messi fan say Messi is better. That's how they talk all the time. So this is pretty normal among them. So this guy is making cold war between Messi and Ronaldo. I don't think they are they are doing that. Yeah, definitely they are one of the best football players. They push each other, but I don't think there's a cold war between. They respect each other pretty well. When I listen them, they respect each other pretty well. So it's not like they are jealous from each other. So okay, let's listen more.
ਉਦਾਂ ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਹਨਾ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹਦੇ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹਨਾ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੀ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਦੱਸੂਗਾ। ਰੈਫਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਕਲੇਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਦੱਸੂਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੀ।
All right, so he was saying I will tell you full detail why they are just giving the favor to Argentina, because he was saying the referee is giving a favor to Argentina. That's why they just let Portugal defeat. No, man, listen. Portugal were not playing with Argentina. It was playing with Morocco, right? It was playing with Morocco. If they won, for example, but they didn't win. For example, if they won, they are going to play with France, not Argentina, right? France is so fucking strong team. It's pretty hard for gonna be Portugal to win France, but everything could happen. All right, so let's listen more what he was saying.
ਗੱਲ 'ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੱਦ ਤੱਕ ਸੱਚਾਈ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਵਿਦ ਪ੍ਰੂਫ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਆ
All right, he said ਗੱਲ 'ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੱਦ ਤੱਕ ਸੱਚਾਈ ਹੈ, right? It means that thing is true. And he said, man, I will tell you with proof, right? My proof not that's I will tell you with proof. Listen, there's no fucking proof. I don't know what kind of proof he's gonna tell. Just listen what he was saying.
ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਤੋਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਚ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਚ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਕਿ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਚ ਵੇਖਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਸਰਚ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਹੋਰ
He said referee ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, or it means referee made a lot of mistake in the match. Yeah, definitely referee do in every I think yeah he did. Not only this match, if you watch all the match, you will find some kind of mistake referee makes, all right? Because this is for pretty fucking hard situation that time. The game is so fast. Sometimes they just made the mistake, all right? So yeah.
ਡੀਪਲੀ ਸਰਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਦੇ
All right, he said I searched about it deeply. Or let's listen his search what he was saying. Deeply search.
ਗੱਲਾਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਲੇਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਦੇ ਮੈਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਦੇ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੀ ਆ ਹਨਾ ਤੇ
All right, he was saying like the Pepe claimed, why the hell you put an Argentinian referee in our game? All right, that's what he was saying. Okay, let's listen more.
ਮੈਂ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਦੇ ਮੈਚ ਕੱਲ ਦੇ ਮੈਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਦੇ 5 ਰੈਫਰੀ ਸੀ ਬਈ
All right, he said there's 5 referees in a football game. First of all, they're not 5 referees. There's only 1 referee. Yeah, definitely they're assistant referees. All right, probably they would be all from Argentina. I don't know. They were all Argentina, but definitely the main referee was from Argentina. And now this guy is saying Argentina. Before he was talking about Brazil. All right, he didn't know what the hell he's talking about, I think. I don't know. Maybe he just made a mistake at the beginning. Yeah, definitely it was Argentinian referee. All right. So let's listen more.
ਇੱਕ ਮੇਨ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਫੈਕੁੰਡੋ ਟੈਲੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਨ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਦੋ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਾਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਇਜ਼ੀਕੁਅਲ ਬ੍ਰੈਲੋ ਸੋਕਈ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਪੈਲਿੰਗ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਹਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਨਾਂਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਅਲੱਗ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਗੈਬਰੀਅਲ ਸ਼ੇਡ 2 ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਇੱਕ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵਾਰ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਸੀ
All right, so basically he's telling the name of referees and then he said ek VARs referees. All right, VAR means he's talking of VAR. All right, now it shows this guy doesn't watch football. All right, everybody says VAR and he is saying VAR. All right, it's VAR, not the VAR, so that's why. And in the video he was just, I think he wrote something and he was just reading. He didn't know, he didn't watch the football. I don't know, he just want to make the video, or because he was just wanna show people, okay, this is the information I'm giving. I don't know. So I'll also put link of this video in the description. If you wanna watch this video, you can watch it. All right, so let's listen more.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਊਰੋ ਬਿਗਲਾਨੋ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਡੀਗੋ ਬੋਨਫਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ ਸੀਗਾ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਨ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਨਾਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਟੈਲੋ ਇਹ 5 ਰੈਫਰੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟੈਲੋ ਆ ਹਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਘੱਟ ਕਲੇਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਹੋਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਰਚ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਲੇਮ ਕਿਉਂ ਸਹੀ ਪੈ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਚ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਚ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਕਿ ਫਸਟ ਹਾਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫਰਨੈਂਡੋ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਿਆ ਆ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਡੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਛੋਟੀ
All right, so basically he's talking about the situation. What's the claim they are king? He was ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫਰਨਾਂਡੋ ਸੀ. All right, now he wasn't a Fernando, he was a Bruno Fernandes. All right, this guy didn't know even names of the player. All right, that's why he didn't watch the football. All right, the person who watches the football, they know the names. All right, he's talking about Bruno Fernandes. All right, Portugal player, and he plays in Manchester United. That's what he was talking about. All right, Fernando. It could mislead people. All right, there's no fucking Fernando. It was Bruno Fernandes.
ਡੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਡੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤਿੰਨ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਟ ਲਿਆ ਫਸਟ ਹਾਫ ਦੇ ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ।
Then he said, "Onnu tenne bandya ne set liya." All right, it means three people just like uh, dive on him, whatever. Just he just fall off, right? And it was blunt penalty. That's what he was saying, I think. Yeah, let's listen more.
ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੈਨਲਟੀ ਡਿਜ਼ਰਵ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਬਟ ਉਹਨੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਨਾ। ਉਹਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੈਪਟਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੇਪੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਬੜੇ ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ ਲਾਏ ਆ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ
all right, so he was saying they deserve the penalty, but referee didn't give him. All right, this is pretty normal in football. A lot of times you will see like that's a penalty and referee didn't give it. I think if you see when a penalty is given, most of the people like the fans of the team, the penalty is awarded, they say, okay, that's a penalty. They agree with the penalty. The other people who consider the penalty, they say, oh, that was not foul, that's bad refereeing. All right, that's how it is all the time. Definitely, sometimes it happens. Sometimes referee make mistakes. It's pretty normal, right? It's not fucking big deal. Yeah, sometimes it looks like a referee are so suck, but yeah, he just making like a small thing the bigger. It is not bigger. Somebody who watched the football, this is pretty normal.
ਜਦੋਂ 1-0 ਨਾਲ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਗੋਲ 'ਚ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੇ ਲਿਟਿਆ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਬਾਲ ਫੜ ਕੇ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇਹਨੇ 2 ਵਾਰ ਵਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਦਿੱਤੀ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ 2 ਵਾਰ ਵਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਦੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੀਜੀ ਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਰਡ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹਨਾ। ਇਹ ਉਹਦੀ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ
So basically, he was talking about Bruno Fernandes, like what he claims, and now he's talking about the goalkeeper when he was just like a wasting time, just holding a ball in his hands. He was not kicking quickly. Yeah, that's how goalkeeper does when they know they're very short time and they know they are ahead in the game, they are winning. They just try to waste the time as much possible. Yeah, sometimes they get the yellow card for that. What he was saying, he didn't give the yellow card to that football keeper, the Morocco keeper, right? So this all thing, who said that's this whole thing said by Bruno Fernandes. That's what he was saying. All right.
ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਹਨਾ। ਤੇ ਐਕਸਟਰਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਿਰਫ 8 ਮਿੰਟ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਜਦ ਕਿ 3 ਵਾਰੀ 4 ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਸਟ੍ਰਾਈਕਰ ਤੇ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਗਏ ਆ।
Anyway, so long story short, he was saying the extra time they gave, that was less. He should have given more, something like that.
ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਬੜਾ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ। ਇਹ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਸੀਗੇ, ਮੇਰੀਆਂ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਦੀਆਂ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਨਾ।
Then he said, "Meriyan statement ani, odiyan statement ani." All right, it means that's not my statement. It is the statement of him. Him means Bruno Fernandes.
ਤੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਵਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕੀਤਾ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ
Then he said, "O ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ." All right, O ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ means after that. If you watch my video on the YouTube, recent video, I talked about that. O ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ, we use it a lot. All right.
ਅਪੀਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਰਚ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਇਹਦੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਟੈਲੋ ਦੀ ਫੈਕੁੰਡੋ ਟੈਲੋ ਦੀ, ਇਹਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਕੋਈ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਕੋਈ ਚੈਂਪੀਅਨ ਲੀਗ ਇਹ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਕੋਈ ਚੈਂਪੀਅਨ ਲੀਗ ਦਾ
All right, he was saying he searched about that referee. He didn't referee in Champions League in any World Cup at all. That's what he was saying in the video. And I don't know. I can't say anything about his search because I don't know. Maybe he didn't do it before. Maybe he did. I don't know. So yeah, let's listen more.
ਮੈਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ। ਐਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਲਾਤਾ। ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕੀਤਾ, ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਇਹਨੇ ਸਿਰਫ 3 ਮੈਚਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ 3।
All right, so he was saying like ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਹਨੇ ਸਿਰਫ 3 ਮੈਚਾਂ 'ਚ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕੀਤੇ। It means I checked his like a record. He only referee only 3 matches. All right. Now it doesn't seem true honestly, but if that's true what he was saying, he only refereed in 3 matches and he straight go to in the World Cup. That's so bad honestly. It shouldn't be happening. I don't think that's true what he was saying because that looks so weird to me honestly. I don't know about that information, but this information, this is so weird. Like, how the hell they are gonna put this referee if he only referee in 3 matches into the World Cup? I don't know. If that's true what he was saying, that's so fucking bad. That shouldn't be happening, right? But it seems like maybe he got some kind of wrong information. I don't know. Let's listen more.
ਮੈਚਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 2 ਮੈਚ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਇਤਫਾਕ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਸਿਰਫ 2 ਮੈਚ ਹਾਰਿਆ, ਇੱਕ ਕੋਰੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਮੋਰਾਕੋ ਤੋਂ ਤੇ
Oh, so he was talking about. He said, now I think he didn't make it clear. He couldn't communicate better. He said only 3 matches referee ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, right? But he was talking about World Cup here. He didn't mention World Cup at the beginning. So yeah, probably this referee he referee in a lot of matches before, but he's only talking about football, World Cup, right? He said he only refereeing in 3 matches in the World Cup, right? Yeah, he was not communicated better. That's why he made me confused. But anyway, so he was saying only, like, he would just say he the referee he was talking about, like, he only refereed in 3 matches, and the two of them were Portugal match, and they lost both of that matches. The referee who was the Argentinian, because of Argentinian referee. Honestly, that's bullshit. I don't think. Yeah, referee sometimes make a bad decision. I know that, but if you play well, if you're stronger, your team wins. All right. I don't think referee do that on the purpose, whatever. Um, but you can't blame the referee. Yeah, sometimes people do it. Honestly, the first match they lost from the Korea, I think, the Portugal. They basically benched all their main players. That's why they lost, because they already, like, that time they were already past the next stage. All right, they already qualified for knockout stage. That's why they just put their, like, second, like, the bench player, right, not the main player. So they lost, and this match also lost from the Morocco, and the same referee was refereeing. That's what he was saying. Basically, he's claiming, blaming on the referee. Now this statement he's just making by himself, not any Portugal player. All right.
ਤੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਇਤਫਾਕ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਸਿਰਫ 2 ਮੈਚ ਹਾਰਿਆ, ਇੱਕ ਕੋਰੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਮੋਰਾਕੋ ਤੋਂ, ਤੇ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਮੈਚਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਇਹੋ ਸੀਗਾ। ਇਹ ਮਹਿਜ਼ ਇੱਕ ਇਤਫਾਕ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੀ, ਹਨਾ। ਸੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਲਜ਼ਾਮ ਲਾਇਆ, ਉਹ ਪੇਪੇ ਨੇ, ਦੇਖੋ ਐਡੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਦੇਣੀ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਹਨਾ। ਤੇ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਜਿਹਦੀ ਮੈਸੀ ਨਾਲ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ ਰੋਨਾਲਡੋ ਦੀ, ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ
All right, so he was saying that's a so big statement by Pepe. This is not big statement. This happens all the time. He didn't watch the football. That's what he was saying. So he was saying, "Jedi Messi na lagdi hai," right? He was saying, like, Argentina have like a 5 referees in the World Cup, and there is no referee from Portugal. I don't know why is that. He was talking about Pepe. That's what Pepe was saying. I'm not sure he was saying. Maybe he was saying, I don't know. Um, but I don't know why there's no referee from Portugal. Maybe they are some or not. But he was saying Messi the Ronaldo no lagdi. It means like a Ronaldo and Messi are enemy. They are not enemy. All right. So he just making by himself. All right. Let's listen more.
ਇੱਕ ਮੈਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 6-7 ਰੈਫਰੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 5 ਰੈਫਰੀ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਦੇ ਖੜਾ ਦੇਣੇ। ਇਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਹਨਾ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਫਿਕਸਿੰਗ ਵੱਲ ਇਸ਼ਾਰਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ।
So he was saying it seems like a fixing because they put 5 referees in Portugal. So what the hell he was trying to say? I got from his story. Basically, he was making the story like, okay, Ronaldo and Messi, they are kind of, he was making the enemy, but actually they are not enemy. They are like, they just compete. Now they are not competing with either because they play in different leagues. Before they were competing, and they are one of the most uh, successful football player, you can say. So that's why he was saying, because people all the time compare these two, who is best, who is not best, and the fan of these two, they always fighting with each other, right? So that's why he is making this kind of stuff. He is connecting these tools, and he was saying, okay, this referee belonged to Argentina because of Messi. He just like he was favor of Morocco. That's why Portugal lost. That's what he was trying to make this statement. All right. So let's listen more.
ਹਨਾ ਫਿਕਸਿੰਗ ਜਾਂ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਦੇਖੋ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਕੱਲ ਮੈਚ ਹਾਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਪੇਪੇ ਦੀ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ
He said, देखो मैं कुछ नहीं कह रहा देखो मैं आपदे कोलों कुछ नहीं कह रहा right. It means, look, I'm not saying anything from myself, all right. That's the paper statement. That's what he was saying, all right. Yeah, that's the paper statement. Well, this is pretty fucking normal in football. This is not a big deal. And even honestly, that day when Argentina lost, first match they lost, they were also blaming on the referee. And on the other hand, when Argentina win from Holland, and that referee gave like I think maybe 16 yellow cards, and that was ridiculous. And both teams were complaining. All right, the Argentinian player, they were saying the referee was suck, whatever. He made a lot of bad decisions. The same thing were Holland player, Netherlands player, they were also saying referee was suck. This is pretty normal. All right, everybody like give the blame on the referee. So okay, let's listen more.
Yeah, right. ਤੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਇਹ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਸ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਤੇ ਫਿਕਸਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਆਰੋਪ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਅਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਤਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਤਰ ਕਰਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਤਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਤਰ 30 ਲੱਖ ਦੀ
Or now he's gonna talk about like a Qatar, basically Qatar. Yeah, people say Qatar, it means Qatar. So he was gonna talk about a little bit about Qatar, what's happening there. Anyway, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna back to this claim what he was talking about. So yeah, let's listen what he says to those claims.
ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਤੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਨੇ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਜੇ
All right, he said, ਚਲੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਤੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਨੇ. It means, all right, so we're gonna back to the topic on Argentina. All right, ਮੁੱਦਾ means topic.
ਇਹ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨ ਉਹਦੇ ਐਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਪੇਪੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ 3-4
all right, he said Pepe ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ player, all right. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ 3-4 something like that, right. It means the Pepe is so big player if you see the pictures, all right. That's what he is saying. Yeah, he is a big player honestly.
ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ 'ਚ ਖੇਲ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਆ ਕੱਲ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਚ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਲੈਫਟ ਆਰਮ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਸੱਟ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਖੱਬੇ ਬਾਂਹ ਤੇ ਇੰਜਰੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਬਾਂਹ ਏਦਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਭੱਜਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਏਦਾਂ
So basically he was saying like when he was playing the game his arm injured that and he was still playing, and that's true what he was saying. Yeah, I also watched that game. So yeah, he was playing.
ਹੀ ਖੇਡਿਆ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਐਡੀ ਡੈਡੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗੀ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਰੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਏ ਹਨਾ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਮੈਚ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਰੋਨਾਲਡੋ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਪਰ ਮੈਚ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਨੇ ਇੰਨੇ ਐਡੀਆਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਲਚਲ ਮੱਚੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਜੇ
all right, so he was saying after the match he gave like a so big statements like and ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਲਚਲ ਮੱਚੀ ਪਈ ਆ. So now what does that mean, ਹਲਚਲ ਮੱਚਣਾ? So halchal machna means like when it's spread all over the world, it becomes a big news and everybody start talking about it, right? That means halchal machna. That's what he was saying. No, nobody's talking about that. I know. Listen, this guy, honestly, he didn't watch football. I said many times. All right, yeah, everybody watched the football match. When it happened, yeah, some people who were Portugal fans, they were making these kind of claims, but it's not big. Not everybody talks about that, right? The people who watch the football, they don't. Maybe they will talk about only that day for a few hours, then they move on, right? Because they knows blaming on the referee by fans on the player, this is pretty normal, all right. And even the referee, yes, they make mistakes because that's pretty fucking hard situation. Everybody, if you would be a referee, you would be more worse, honestly. So yeah, so he was just making it so big because he didn't know about the football.
ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਚੈਂਪੀਅਨ ਬਣਦਾ ਆ ਹਨਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਸਵਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਉੱਠਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਫਿਕਸ ਆ.
All right, so he was saying like if Argentina wins, then it might be a fixing World Cup, or they're just giving a favor to Argentina, because Argentina now in the final, the people who don't know, the France versus Argentina is going to be played on 18 December, on Sunday. So that's what he was saying. He said it might be fixed. All right. So no, I don't think that's be fixed. All right. Um, yeah, referee make mistakes, honestly, and sometimes their fans just make it bigger. Like this is big mistake. These kind of mistakes is pretty normal. That's all it is. Uh, yeah. So this guy is just making a big thing. This is not that big thing.
ਹਨਾ। ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਕਲੇਮ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਪੇਪੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟਾਂ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਵਿਦ ਪ੍ਰੂਫ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ। ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਸਰਚ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰੈਫਰੀਆਂ ਤੇ, ਉਹਨੇ ਰੈਫਰੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਏ। ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 5 ਰੈਫਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਕੱਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਲੱਭ ਕੇ ਨਾਂ ਦੱਸੇ ਆ।
All right, so he was saying like I didn't say anything from myself. I only was telling you what Pepe said. And now he was saying that's the proof. No, that's not the fucking proof. Honestly, this is the opinion of that player, right? You are just telling the opinion of the player, what he feel, what he says. He says, okay, that's not fair. All right, the decision were wrong. Whatever he was saying, all right. There's no fucking proof, and this guy doesn't know what is the difference between proof and opinion, right? And this guy is just giving the information to Punjabi people who doesn't know these kind of things, all right? So that could be misleading, honestly. If you don't know about the football, if you don't watch the football, why the hell you are making these kind of video, right? It's fine if you want to make these kind of video, just don't claim those kind of things you don't know, all right? First of all, this guy didn't know the name of the football player he was talking about before. Like he was saying Fernando, but he was Bruno Fernandes. All right. So let's listen more.
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਉਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ 3 ਮੈਚਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੇ। ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਇਸ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ। ਤੇ
all right, so he was saying that referee he was talking about, he only referee in 3 matches. All right. He said he never referee in the World Cup before. Now, listen, I don't think like that's true. Maybe he refereed in a lot of matches. Maybe he was first time in the World Cup, right? So this is not the argument. Yeah, it could be the argument if he never referee and they direct bring into the World Cup. Okay, that suck. But I don't think these kind of things happen. That referee, maybe he refereed in a lot of matches. That's why he's selected for the World Cup. Maybe, all right. So he's maybe first time is refereeing in the World Cup, and that's this thing happen all the time. New referee came, and somebody's gotta start from somewhere, all right. And in football referee, they retired I think early, all right, because they have to run so fast in the ground, so they need a lot of stamina, all right. So every World Cup there would be some new referees, so somebody gotta start from somewhere. So any referee who referee, and sometime it's gonna be their first game in the World Cup, all right. So this doesn't make sense what he was saying.
3 ਮੈਚਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਬਣਿਆ ਉਹ, ਇੱਕ ਸਵਿਟਜ਼ਰਲੈਂਡ ਤੇ ਕੈਮਰੂਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੇ 2 ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਦੇ। ਤੇ ਕਮਾਲ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਦੋਨੇ ਮੈਚ ਹਾਰਦੀ ਆ ਉਸ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ।
He said Kamal di gal. Kamal di gal means in Punjabi we say like when we shocked, right? He said Kamal di gal ਪੁਰਤਗਾਲ ਉਹ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਮੈਚ ਹਾਰ ਗਿਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚ ਉਹ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨੇ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ। Kamal di gal means like a shocked. He was saying basically I'm shocked the Portugal lost those 2 matches where that referee was refereeing. All right, that's what he was saying here. And listen, that's so stupid to say like a Portugal lost those matches because of a referee.
ਤੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੱਲ ਦਾ ਮੈਚ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਬਜ਼ਰਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਕਿ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਵਾਕਿਆ ਹੀ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਲੰਟੀ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਦੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ।
All right, now he was saying like if you watch the game, you would know that referee 100% like was favor of Morocco. Honestly, I watched the match. I don't think this was the thing at all. Yeah, I think yeah, he definitely makes some mistakes. It was not only towards Portugal, it also toward the Morocco. He also gave some kind of wrong decision toward Morocco. But these kind of mistakes happens, honestly. So first of all, sometimes what happens, I also like a watch Premier League. This is my favorite league. Uh, so sometimes when I watch, it seems like that's our bad decision. All right. Sometimes it feels like, and when they explain, sometimes they bring on the panel a referee, then that referee explains how rules are, what kind of rules are, the rule change. All right. When they explain, you will know, oh, that's why they given this kind of decision. All right. Even I'm like a football fan. I watch football all the time. All right. I know a lot of like things, a lot of rules of football. Sometimes I also got things wrong, right? Now this guy who never watched the football, maybe he watched few times, but he didn't know about the football and he's claiming these kind of things. That's ridiculous. Just because of some player like who lost, who said that, it happens all the time. You can't say that's the proof. That's just opinion.
ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਫਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵਾਰ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੰਜ਼ਿਊਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹਨਾ। ਤੇ ਨਾਰਮਲ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਹੁਣ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਮੈਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨੀਦਰਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ, ਹਾਂ ਸੱਚ, ਨੀਦਰਲੈਂਡ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਦਾ ਮੈਚ ਸੀਗਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਦਾ ਰੌਲਾ ਪਿਆ ਕਿ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਨੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਦਾਂ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 16 ਜਾਂ 18 ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਯੈਲੋ ਕਾਰਡ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ। ਨੀਦਰਲੈਂਡ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਉਸ ਮੈਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਰੌਲਾ ਪਾਇਆ।
All right. Now he's just talking about the football match versus Argentina and Netherlands. All right. And there was 16 yellow card in that match, and Netherlands player also claiming like a referee made wrong decisions. All right. So that's true. There were 16 yellow card. I also watched that game, but Argentinian players were also claiming that or blaming on the referee. Or both teams are blaming on the referee. He didn't watch the game. I think I don't know. Maybe he did. Listen, that game Argentina was clearly winning after like 80 minutes. They were 2-0 up. After that, they conceded two goals, and then the match go into the extra time, and the result was same equal. Then it scored to penalties. All right, in penalties, Argentina won. All right, now making this kind of statement because Argentina win from the Holland because of referee, that's so fucking stupid. Honestly, they won because they score more goals than penalties. All right, so okay, let's listen more. ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਹੋਈ ਆ, ਅਰਜਨਟੀਨਾ ਨੂੰ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਹਨਾ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਰੈਫਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਉੱਠ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 5 ਰੈਫਰੀ। All right, so he is explaining like same thing again and again. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, so my purpose of this video to tell you, one purpose is you also learn some kind of vocabulary, what he was saying, how we talk. I explained what he was saying in English, so that's how it is. And the second purpose was to just like tell you some kind of story, like what people are making the videos, some kind of. So this guy is this guy maybe he is in Europe, I don't know. I go on his channel. He make these kind of videos like an information video, whatever. He just give his opinion, and people watch him. Yeah, honestly, here he didn't know about the football, so I don't know why people do that. Like when they don't know about that thing, they made it bigger. All right. So anyway, that's shit. That's it. So I'll be back with another podcast another day. All right.